Assassination Classroom, Season 1, Episode 4. I am human. This is my human disguise. I am totally human. Look at how human I am. He knows. He knows what's up. Listen, this man can go anywhere in the world to get food in seconds. And yet, he frequently chooses Japan's convenience stores. And as something of a convenience store connoisseur myself, this is 100% real. This is not Japanese nationalism. They know. This is one of the realest things I've seen in anime, which is typically deeply rooted in realism. Oh, by any chance do you work at our school? Oh. Man, I got up easily. Is this fan service? Are we fan servicing? Alright, let's get to the real reason why he's on Earth. And it's not Japanese convenience stores. It's time for a new romance for Koro-sensei. He had 3 whole episodes of being single. That's too long for a man of his gifts and heart. I wonder what happened to his previous love interest. That seems to be one of the main things that anchored him to humanity. Episode 4. Grown-up time. Okay. Oh, so is she... Where's she from? Today we take a break from the heartwarming lessons for troubled students and get into the real important things in life. Is she okay? School just got a lot better for some reason. Nerd. What a nerd. Bewilderment, is that what we're calling it? I didn't need to write that one down. This could be a trap, yeah, it's true. Damn, I got totally fooled. No? How do you know? You can't smoke in school. I'm so stupid. I was so stupid. I got totally caught by this. This is humiliating. I mean, I knew it all along. In my defense, I got totally blindsided and distracted by the beauty of Japanese convenience stores. I don't know. The physical attraction only goes so far. And people have tastes and stuff. Yeah, see, this is the worst part about being a teacher. You actually have to teach. You can't just get a free ticket to a foreign country to live. And, like, students have lives and you gotta think about that. It's really annoying. Well, I mean, like, he can be this unguarded, because, I mean, he doesn't need to worry about them. Man, let me tell you, if I was in a position of power, that might be the end of my dating career. I would just be way too suspicious. Yeah, of course you do. Vietnamese coffee is wonderful. While I'm teaching English. He's gonna be back in like 5 seconds, so... Stop smoking in front of the kids, damn. Wait, you don't want to teach and you want to be called something teacher? Arena teacher? This is not convincing cover. This is sloppy work. Oh, they said that in English too. He's just doubling down on this thing. Damn, this is like the Dan-da-dan dub, but like not even dub. Is this fan service? Are we fan servicing? I love the way you write obvious notes. That's gonna be more effective for some of the students than for others. Oh yeah, it was a setup. That whole thing. It was a sting. Like I said, sloppy work. I mean, like, they should know. She should fool everyone. It would take all of one word, one sentence to derail this whole plan. She's not very nice. And she doesn't really care about the students, obviously. That's not why she's here. And these students are, well, they have a soft spot about not being cared for. I feel like these students are probably very aligned with my experience in some ways. Yeah, for many reasons. I mean, he'll smell it, yeah. And it doesn't take a strong nose, necessarily, to get the whiff of cigarettes, especially if you don't smoke. Wow, they just all adopted this name. We demand education. Nerds. Oh, that's why. Okay. I see. It's a innocent mistake. Oh, she's teaching despite herself. It's the quiet game. I mean, I also relate to the teacher, for that matter. This is, I think, a problem not limited to, but very commonly found in teaching English abroad. Almost all of the teachers, myself included at least at a certain point, didn't want to become a teacher. They just wanted to go to that country for an extended period of time while getting paid and having a free apartment. It's a pretty sweet deal. The thing that they don't think about is that you then also have to teach. So a lot of people don't make it. There's the famous midnight run. Class starts and there's no teacher, and the school's like, oh, not again. That, and also, I mean, I have no basis of reference for normal education. Maybe it's the same. I don't know. You end up getting a lot of alcoholics, or at the very least, a lot of weekend warriors. There was a teacher at one of my schools in China that ended up passing out on the desk in class. And I don't mean head on the desk, I mean like on the desk. But I suspect she's going to get pulled in as an actual teacher, because that's what happens if you have like any eyes for what's happening. So I understand that the world is at stake, but I mean, they're really not thinking about the students' safety. Parents have no rights. This can only go so far. Come on, man. Then again, I mean, I don't know. It's real. This is a test. Nah, she asked for Vietnamese coffee. He's not stupid. He can be smitten and also not stupid. See, they might try to interfere. Have some faith in your teacher. I don't think he cares. I don't think that's the point. They don't care about the students, really. Par for the course. This also is obvious. I don't know. Even if you're attracted from experience traveling abroad, you go to clubs and what have you, sometimes people get all over you in a way that just immediately sets off alarm bells. And you're like, nah, this is not it. And it actually gets disgusting really quickly. Even if they're attractive, there are just obvious instinctive tells that the person sees you as a means of extracting something that they're after, or even worse, they mean to harm you. Those would-be seductresses, they make the mistake of being overly sexualized and aggressive, because that's just not typically how people act. One of my vivid memories of this is in Cambodia. I met a girl in a club and she whispered something in my ear that was just extremely vulgar, and it's like, yeah, nobody has ever said that to me before. Nobody ever would say that. I don't like that you said that. What you just said had the opposite of its intended effect. It had all the complexity of somebody coming up to me and saying, do you want free money? Like, obviously, this is not what you're trying to make it seem. Being too available is generally just terrible seduction strategy, etc., etc. If I'm her seduction teacher, I'm giving her an F. I think you're just doing too much. I mean, she definitely is capturing attention, but I don't know if that's the attention you want. Well, I guess any attention will do. I'm not fooled at all by her. I don't think this is like really that professional or that great. This web. She's just gonna feel naked and stupid in the end. Are they using real bullets? You didn't listen. You should have paid attention to the students. I mean, that's assuming the bullets even hit him. Oh, okay, I was about to say he decorated the bullet's eyebrows. 4 diarrhea eyes. Oh. Then you can smell them coming. Baseball kid had no chance. Yeah, I mean, come on. Come on now. She sucks at it. Not even. You could learn a thing or two from them. No, this is a highly inappropriate environment for kids. This in every way. Can give her boobs eyebrows. This is the makeover? They should have put like some chalk and a notebook in her hand so she can get to work. Your punishment is teaching. Alright, she's stuck. She's playing this game now. She's a full-timer. She's getting a pension. She's organizing bake sales. Now it's deliberate at least.
俺ら今年受験なんで。
Okay, I don't like it, but I admire it.
地球の危機と受験を比べられるなんて。
This is an interesting question in the show, though.
勉強なんて今更しても意味ないでしょ。
He loves this.
そうだ。じゃあこうしましょう。私が暗殺に成功したら一人500万円分けてあげる。
Nice incentives.
だから黙って私に従い。
Oh.
出てけよ。
Oh, this is tough when the students rebel. They're getting rejected. It's not for the reasons, or it's for the opposite reasons I'm used to for this rebellion. You've lost them, and it's over. It's hard to salvage this.
こんないい女と同じ空間にいられるのよ。ありがたいと思わないわけ。
I mean, admittedly, she's hard to tolerate. Like, looks only get you so far.
私は先生なんて経験ないのよ。
Yeah, well, that makes you an ESL teacher in Korea. Teaching English? I speak English. How hard can that be? Maybe this is all an elaborate plot just to get her to be a teacher.
どうやら水曜6時間目の恒例らしい。
He's out assassinating you and out teaching you.
一人一人問題が違う。
Wow, that's amazing.
苦手教科や得意教科
That's
ク
crazy.
ラス全員の全問題を作り分けている。
That actually is really, really cool.
高度な知能とスピードを持ち、地球を滅ぼす危険生物。そんな奴の教師の仕事は完璧に近い。
This is not easy to do, and it's not necessarily the best thing to do. It just depends on the situation and the goal. In some areas, there are little adaptations you can make that go a long way. One of the big challenges with education in general is forgetting that the goal is to help the students with whatever field you're studying and to make them successful and productive in it, and to get them to the point where they either can be capable or have enough interest and wherewithal to become capable with increased study on their own. Not to say that any one particular method is off the table, just that the point is not the method. The point is not adherence to the tool. The point is picking the right tool and then using the tool correctly for the goal. And I'll also say that's not solely on the teacher. It's a relationship between teacher and student. A great student will learn and thrive under just about any teacher in any method, and a terrible student will get nothing even from the greatest of classes. An area where this applies and where I've encountered this is with writing, because writing is such an individual thing. A common approach is to receive student writing and then just mark everything that is wrong or could be improved. And a good student will find that really useful because they'll go in and they'll review what went wrong and they'll implement changes. But being realistic, what happens for the most part is students take the revised work, they see like a sea of red, they look at their grade, they experience an emotion, and then that paper goes in their desk or a folder or the floor. One method to counteract that is, assuming it's something like an intermediary exercise and not a final exam, you can skip the grade element of it or withhold the grade and then pointing out what is the lowest hanging fruit that particular student needs to work on. What is the biggest error or point of weakness that could be improved? And you make the grade or the next assignment or whatever dependent on the revision of that one thing. And then once that's corrected, you can move on to the next thing, etc., etc. So you're breaking the problem down piece by piece individually for the students, which I think ends up making things more meaningful and more approachable for students, and also is a way of individualizing things that I think actually creates less work overall. It gets more to the point of let's improve this. Whereas I think the approach for teachers, and also this applies to broad things in life, it's like, look at all these things you did wrong, have a D in the end, you know? You're not listening and I hate you for not listening. Unless the student is already so great and so self-directed that they barely need you at all anyway. This also is so much bigger than writing, you know, like even the way we evaluate ourselves sometimes is like, it's just terrible, right? Like there's an identity-based thing there, when really it could be just a large set of small micro problems that can be solved one at a time.
お前はプロであることを強調するが、もし暗殺者と教師を両立できないなら、ここではプロとして最も劣るということだ。
She's very prideful, so yeah, I feel like she's gonna get hooked on this. And look, these are real kids. They're real kids. They have lives and souls, most of them.
見下した目で生徒を見るな。
Yeah, don't disrespect them. They're, in a way, I don't know. I don't want to say better than you, but just for the role, they're higher than you. You got to leave your ego out of it to a certain degree. It's for them. I mean, that's the point. And ironically, the sooner you get that, the more you yourself get out of it, I think. I also just realized the goal of the student is, in a sense, to kill the teacher. A bad teacher wants to be the expert. A good teacher wants the students to become the expert. You want to do such a good job that everything you have to offer is basic to them, and they no longer need you. You're training your own killers. At least correct their BV, so they have no excuse anymore to call you that name. Oh, we're taking the racy approach. That's a thing. You could do that. Haha, you can't say that. You're a teacher. What an exciting class. She actually would be yeah, if she approaches it this way, class could be really fun. Yeah, it's avant-garde. It's avant-garde education. From experience, well, there's something there. How many languages does she speak? This actually is cool. I like this. Because this is, like I was saying, real stakes. You know, there's a real visualization which creates the emotion. Wait, who? Pirates of the Caribbean Johnny Depp and Tomb Raider Lara Croft Tomb Raider Lara Croft. Tomb Raider Angelina Jolie. This is definitely dating this work. This actually is what I taught. So yeah, you're going to be using this one day. Here are real scenarios where you can either be lost or you can command. The visualization and role-playing stuff can be really fun for language learning. As for the get a foreign lover thing, having both taught and learned foreign languages, I think immersion is overrated as a strategy. I know it works for some people, but there's this thought that you like spend a certain amount of time in a foreign country and you master the language. That's not true. It will all depend on your behavior and your effort. The credit to what she's saying though is that creates the real need, which creates the emotion, which fuels the effort. And also there's just something about having something be significant in your brain that helps it stick. If you're not naturally gifted at memory and you can't form some kind of emotional importance to the thing, your brain just treats it as noise and filters it out.
もしそれでもあんたたちが私を先生と思えなかったら、その時は暗殺を諦めて出ていくわ。それなら文句ないでしょ。
You had me at Pirates of the Caribbean and Tomb Raider. But she's actually respecting them now, which is not something they're used to.
何ビクビクしてんのさ。さっきまで殺すとか言ってたくせに。
This kid's gonna be one of the best students. He can turn him around because he actually cares about stuff.
呼び方変えないとね。
じゃあビッチ先生で。
I don't know if I can tolerate that. I mean, I'm good natured, but I'm not going into a classroom where everyone's calling me Miss Bitch all the time.
すっかり馴染んでますね。
It's all going according to plan.
一応な。
We were trying to assassinate her spirit.
生の外国人と会話をさせてあげたい。さしずめ、世界中を渡り歩いた殺し屋などは最適です、ね。
Oh, imagine the antidote she can bring in. Oh man, yeah, she has a lot of natural tools for this. She can give real life to this class, and I feel like they're gonna end up really liking her too.
このモンスターの
Because she's already humanized herself in a way. Interesting. This is an interesting experience for me. Like, a lot is coming back. It's been a while since I was a teacher. And also, I feel I'm kind of at odds because I hate being a student and I think school's a scam. But the connection to me was always the students. And it's like, if we are here, if we're going to do this, if I'm not going to be able to wave my hand and change all of society, we may as well learn something. We may as well approach this in a way that is useful so that it ends up not being a total scam. And that is a very easy out, right? Doing anything. It doesn't matter. That's not why I'm here. This is just an in-between for me. I'm just trying to get that paycheck. That's the reality. That's all valid. Money is often going to be the main motivation for most jobs. But that doesn't mean it's meaningless. It doesn't mean you can't provide value. It doesn't mean that it's not connected to the real world and people don't experience benefit or fallout from your performance. It's hard to make that leap, especially if it's a hostile environment or management's bad, whatever. But, you know, if one can make the space to think about things, most things are probably worth doing right. We all want to save the world, but we also don't want to do the things we know we should be doing in the areas we actually affect. You know, she's this high glamorous killer who's used to people fawning over her beauty. She's just here for the job. But then you meet the kids and, you know, the kids look at you with hope. They think school is the most important thing ever. They want to please their parents. All right, you can make them better at English, even if it's your own very particular brand of English language education.